Welcome back to another episode of Rated T&T, the show where we talk about TV, movies, fandom, fanfic, and everything in between. I'm Tim. That is Tay. Thank you so
Hey.
much for being here. And joining us today is no stranger to the show, or to us, or to you if you're an avid listener or follow us anywhere on TikTok. We have Tress back
Hi.
at Rated T&T. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you and for you to join us for this very special conversation. If you cannot tell from the title of this podcast or all of the images behind us in our lovely studios, we are talking about High Potential today, the ABC crime drama. Feels more like a comedy sometimes,
It really
but
does.
still crime nonetheless. And we felt like who better to have us join this conversation than our resident high potential fangirl, Tress.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So we're excited to have you. And so we are going to jump right into our press play segment about high potential.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll say I was surprised with the show. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not go into it thinking that I was gonna love it as much as I did. I do in fact adore the show. I do in
Yeah.
fact adore
And I
the
have
show.
to say shout out to Tress because she's the
Right.
one that put us on to it. Like
Yeah,
I never would
bitch.
have known. Like outside of that other first responder program, I don't really frequent ABC that much. Like the I feel like the last time I was truly locked into ABC was TGIT when Shonda
Yeah,
had us all like in a chokehold, and I haven't really been back since. But High Potential has gotten me. They've got me back over there.
for sure. For sure.
It's so good, y'all. I mean, I knew I was gonna like it because one of the directors, they have like a bunch, but one of the directors is the former star of Psych, the guy who played Sean Spencer.
Mm.
Yeah, he's directed like five or six
Oh.
episodes now. Yeah, James Roday. And so I was like, wait, like obviously I have to watch the show for him. And it just seemed really interesting. And then I started watching it and I was like, this is amazing. Like from the first episode, I just was really locked in a way I feel like newer shows haven't really gotten me.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a pleasant surprise all around.
Hmm.
What would you say is the reason that it hooked you?
I, I really love shows like Psych, The Mentalist, Monk, and I feel like for a lot of those shows, it's a male main character. So I feel like Morgan being a woman just kind of immediately caught my attention. I was like, wait, this is kind of a plot twist. And I love that she's a single mother. And I just also love the dynamic between her and Karadec, not even the romantic dynamic of my
Yeah.
dreams, but just their dynamic as partners. Like, literally in the first episode, she barely knows this man. And she's like, yeah, hold my baby, do this, do that. When he stops by the house, like she's just like, no nonsense. Like, come on, let's do this, let's do that. And so I thought that was really interesting. I just love a powerful woman. I also really love Soda, like the way she just immediately developed a soft spot for Morgan. And this show just reminds me, it's like the perfect hybrid of Monk, The Mentalist, and Psych. Like I feel like she just reminds me of all three of those main characters on those shows. And then she just has her own flair too, like just just so fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Mentalist
It's
at
good.
all.
Monk had me bad.
Oh, fun can't
Monk,
be.
oh, Monk still has me to this day. Like, and I will say that is like what kind of hooked me into the show was how similar they are and how the main characters like have a very similar storyline with their, spouses and just being a genius and things like that. But I love, and you briefly mentioned this, Tress. I love that Morgan, kind of defies the typical genius consultant
Yes.
stereotype,
Mhm.
like she is emotionally expressive, whereas they're typically a little more socially detached or a little awkward or a little standoffish. Like she's chaotic in the way that she talks and the way that she dresses, but at the same time, like precise in the way she thinks and the details that she finds. Like it it's almost like a character that shouldn't work. Like it's the way
Yeah.
that she's written, like she shouldn't, at least in the way that we have seen this character portrayed in media before, she shouldn't be able to do all of this at once, but somehow
Mhm.
she does.
She does.
Chaotically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, she is chaotic. Her life is chaotic. Everything about her is chaotic.
Just chaos everywhere. Like, especially I feel like in season one, too, just with all of her car troubles and just everything. It's just like every part of her life was just pure chaos, but it worked. And I feel like this will get better as the show goes on, but it just has such a wonderful found family. Just the way that the whole first episode, Karadec was irritated with her. And then by episode two, like that's his partner. He's just accepted it. He's like, okay, this is our life now. And I just love the way she really integrated herself into their team.
Mhm.
Definitely. I do think that like the found family aspect is one of the ones that I really enjoy. Because in one of the latest episodes, the scene at the very end with Soto coming to tell her that like she's not
Yes.
she's not gonna be fired. That one definitely, I was like, okay, I got just a tad bit misty eyed. I said, okay, I like this. Y'all doing a lot, but I love it. I think that when we have like a ragtag team of like characters or whatever that are all working together in these procedural dramas, the found family aspect is one of the things that we all love. You know, not to bring up any other programs, but like that's some of the
Mhm.
reasons why we stuck around so long for
Mhm.
particular shows. And like when they lose that aspect, it kind of just like feels like there's a big piece of the show missing. So I'm glad to see them carrying it along. I also hope that they will continue to do so. For the viewers that don't know, High Potential is an American version of a French show. The
Yes.
original is a French. It is French, but you can find it on Hulu if you just look up HIP. And I don't know how much of that show the High Potential follows because I didn't watch the French version yet. I'm gonna watch it because I just want to know. Because I did hear that like over there they're like in the fourth season and Morgan's character is like in married to the detective and like she's pregnant or
Mm.
whatever. Yeah, so I'm curious to know. Right, right. I'm curious to
Okay.
know if they're going to follow the same format. I feel like they're not, though. I feel like they're not.
Mm.
Although there are some people that don't think that like they're going to get together. Now that I don't
That's
know.
not my ministry, but there are people who say it's so funny though with MorgaDec, like in season one, the actress who plays Morgan, Caitlin Olsen, and then the actor who plays Karadec, I can't remember his name right now. They
Daniel
were
said,
both just like, yes, they were both very adamant. They were like, we don't want Morgan and Karadec together. Like, we want them to be just friends. And now I haven't really heard much from her this season. I haven't really seen any of her interviews or read any of her press, but he's gone like full Morgadec in season two. Like,
that's
he
so
is like their champion. Like, anytime somebody makes a Morgadec edit and tags him in it, he's reposting it on Instagram. He was talking about it in an interview with one of my mutuals who's a journalist. And I was like, okay. Like I think they just realized the chemistry between the two of them as coworkers was too strong. It was just going to bleed into the narrative. So it has to happen now, in my opinion. I
because
think not doing it would be a disservice.
Mm.
them looks that he be giving her, them
You
not
want
the
her
looks
real
that
bad.
Hey,
are
so
bad. What are
You
we
want her
talking
bad.
real
about?
bad.
What are we
So
talking
bad.
about?
Like
Oh,
it's embarrassing actually, like in the season one finale when she had on that beautiful pink dress and he was
yes.
like, you look breathtaking. Like, can we to have a dance? Can I buy you a drink? I was like, oh, you want
Oh,
her
you
bad.
want her body? Like, be for real. You want that woman? Stop playing with me.
So
I'm I'm confused as to why they ever thought that like that Morgadec wouldn't be a thing or they weren't rooting for it. Like everybody could see it, I feel like,
Mhm.
from the very beginning and like where we are now in the story, it's inevitable. And I think that's also gonna be crazy because I also do like him with Lucia. I'm not
I
gonna lie, I like Lucia.
I like her too. See, what I'm hoping is it'll kind of be like Psych, where it's a slow
Yeah.
burn. It's gonna take a while because I do like Lucia, and I think, that's a really good conflict for them to have. And then also I'm hoping that Roman will enter the narrative at some point, and
Cause
then
where he
that'll
at?
add complications too. So
Where is he at?
where is he at? Like, I'm starting to get a little irritated with that. I'm like,
Where is he
y'all
at?
keep breadcrumbing us. And I'm like, can we just get a big clue? Can we get a sighting? Like, can we have something? But
Can we
Maybe
something.
they'll surprise us and it'll be a why choose.
Ooh,
You
hey.
know?
Y'all know I'm a watch
Doubtful.
advocate.
Doubtful. But you never know. Crazier things have happened.
That's very true.
Crazier things have happened. I mean, I hate to bring it up, but if that other program can have that Dom sub dynamic, I think we can have a wide choose on high potential.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Speaking of that other program, well, not really, but like the found family aspect of this show, like we
Mhm.
talked about, I think that's something that like I really gravitate towards too. One, because I feel like it has been lost on that other program. So I'm glad that I was able to find it elsewhere.
Right.
But I especially love found families that don't necessarily fill a void, but extend the sort of support for the character because like she very much has her own family,
Mhm.
with her kids and her like support system, right? But like she also has like the workplace found family and like they very much feel like extensions of Morgan, not necessarily like, oh, she's lacking something here and they are filling that void in the way that it kind of did for that other first responder program. Not that that was bad, right? Like it's okay to have that, but I think it's refreshing to see like it truly feels like a found family, right? Because you don't necessarily need it, right? Like you have a family, you have your support network, and this is just like an add-on, cherry on top kind of thing.
I can agree with
Yeah.
that. I
I
can
agree
agree.
with that because I think with the other program, not to bring them up again, I think that's part of the reason why the show has felt so devoid of its soul this season. Because when you have this found family and they're so intertwined with each other, and then you take it all away, it's kind of like, well, what are we doing here? Versus if, God forbid, something did happen to the found family on high potential, like they would all be okay because, well, I mean, I don't know if everybody would be okay. We don't even know anything about Daphne, but like Morgan would be okay because she has other people in her life. Karadec has other people in her life, and I hope that Soto and Daff and Oz have other people in their life too. So it just kind of feels like they could be colleagues or they could be family, and I like that they're choosing to be family. Versus on that other show, they don't really got no choice. You know what I mean? So
Right.
With tacking on to the found family conversation, you also made a video that I want to talk about something that you said in your,
me.
yeah, one of your TikTok.
Who else?
Oh, see, that's a high potential video that you
No, 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 no.
did.
I'm
Like,
talking
I
about
don't
you.
know.
Mhm.
No, I was talking about you. One of the things that I did notice while watching this show is
Mhm.
that like we do have a lack of background for some of the characters
Mhm.
and some of the supporting characters. And I think like if we're gonna do a found family aspect on the show, I'm gonna keep that up. You can't, I don't think that you can execute it very well without like showing how they are involved with each other's like actual personal lives. And at this point, we've seen Lucia for Karadec
Mhm.
and like his personal life with him working too much, yada yada yada. We've gotten that about him. We've gotten Morgan's chaotic family and how everybody supports her and that loves her at work, yada yada yada. We've also heard about Soto and also saw the struggles with her as like being lieutenant and trying to be captain or whatever, and like her team supporting her through that, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
And we're just getting some background on Oz with his father's passing, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
But there's a blaring lack of development for Miss Daphne.
Miss Pretty Princess right
Pretty
here.
Princess. We know nothing about her besides the fact that like she and Oz are like this to the point where his mama calling her when they fight. That's it, that's all. Like
Which is crazy, but
which is crazy. Which is that man's mom is calling you.
calling.
What y'all got going? What y'all got going? But you made a really really good point about like them not expanding on the characters. Um and my question in that is do you think like there's a reason for that or do you think it's just something that they actually forgot to do?
I think they genuinely just forgot. Like I think as they were establishing the story, they were just kind of like, "Oh, wait a minute," because I try not to read interviews no more. I had a bad experience with that other place, but I did read the showrunner from High Potentials interviews, and he seems wonderful. He was talking about how, the big storyline from last season was Roman, but then obviously like the game master as well, and how he wanted to wrap that up quickly because there was no reason to drag out storylines. And he was like, I just got so obsessed with that storyline and the Roman storyline and just establishing this narrative, I forgot to expand everybody else's character. And that for the rest of season two and then in season three, he really wanted to dive in to everybody else's backgrounds. But I noticed even in that, he was like, well, you're going to learn more about Karadec and more about Soto, more about Oz. But he didn't bring up Daphne. So I'm like, what is Daphne's purpose in this story? Because, like I said in my video, like, sometimes it feels like they are just there, like Daphne and Oz, because you can't just have one detective and his partner. So they have to send other people out on cases. But it's like, what is Daphne's fit going to be in the story? Like, she hasn't even really had a storyline because, last season, I don't know if we're like allowed to talk spoilers, but Oz was taken by the game master, and then he just had the thing with his dad, and we're learning more about Soto, and now Karadec has Lucia, but Daff still has nothing. So I'm like, what are we gonna do here? So I think it was an oversight, but it just gets to the point where it's like, well, why is this one character the only one that you have not explored yet? I do think that's a little odd.
It's very odd. It's very odd.
Hmm.
And it's also even odder for you to say that like you watched the interviews and like he was able to name that like, oh, we're gonna get more of this character, more of that character, and conveniently leave out.
No mention of Daff. I was like,
You
Hmm.
think that's for a reason? Like something like a crazy storyline coming up, or he just
No,
genuinely
I just think it's a
doesn't
black
doesn't
woman in the
know?
workplace. No, I
Mm,
just think it's a I think it's a black woman in the workplace. Like it, I'm gonna be really honest. Which it could be. Don't get me wrong. Could he have something in the works? But I think if he had something in the works that was really grand, he would have mentioned
yeah.
at least that like we're gonna get something. I think it's an oversight.
hmm.
I definitely think it's an oversight.
Yeah, no, I do too. And then my thing is, obviously I am the number one MorgaDec truther. We know this, but I'm also a Daffodil truther, so Daphne and Oz. And I think that, they were kind of telling us without telling us something's happening there or going to happen, which interestingly enough, the two actors who play those characters also didn't want their characters together last season, and now they're open to it. Everybody just wanted to be friends, and then now they're like,
Mhm.
well, the fans want it and the chemistry's there, but um I don't know. I just think it's so weird that there's no
Nothing.
Daphne. And the actress who plays Daphne, like she has a fan base. I think she had another project before this that was really popular. And like there are
Hmm.
people who are watching this show for her. So I'm like, would y'all not want to capitalize on that? I don't get it. But
Also, did not realize that like the Daphne and Oz shippers were Daffodil.
yes, they've
Dang.
had many
That's
names. At first it was Ozfany, and then there was something else. But then somebody on Twitter was like, wait, why not Daffodil? Because Osdale, Daphne. And I was like, wait, that's
Mm.
so
That eats.
cute.
Listen,
man. I was
it's
thinking
better
about
than Morgadeck. I'll
I'm
tell you that.
sorry.
Okay.
Morgadec
I'm
does
begging
sound like a
y'all.
threat.
I'm begging y'all. Change Morgadec. Change it now. Let's find
It
something
does.
else. 'Cause Morgadec is terrible.
It's crazy. It really is. I can't even lie to you.
Mm.
Ugh,
It
it's
seems like they are intentionally building the show around Morgan.
Yes.
At least like in the beginning. Like a lot of the personality that we get from some of the other characters outside of maybe like Kiradek is in the context of them reacting or responding to Morgan.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're afraid to lose that if they explore the story of other characters? I wonder if there's a fear of the show becoming too heavy
Mhm.
contextually, if they start to open the door to other characters. Because I mean, everybody can't have a happy, healthy life going on outside of work. It just don't make for good TV. Like
Yeah.
realistically, probably, but like that doesn't make for good drama, right? So like if they are going to dive into these other characters, somebody's got to have something going on. Somebody got to be getting abused. Somebody's got to have dead parents. Like somebody's got to have something going on. And I wonder if there's a maybe not a fear, but like a hesitancy to open that door because it might take away from some of the other things that they've already lined up or like whatever the case of the episode is.
Mhm. That's a good thought, honestly. I think that could be a lot of it. And I also think, too, with this show, you never know if a show's going to work or not. And so I think maybe, this is just me speculating, they were really leaning into Morgan, not just because of her character, but because of Caitlin Olsen, because she has an insanely strong fan base. Like, they do
Yeah.
not play about her at all. So I think leaning on her star power, at least in the beginning, was just kind of a safety net. And now that they see how big this show has gotten, because one of the episodes recently had like 11 million viewers, like
Shit.
no ABC show is pulling that kind of numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people
Yeah.
love this show. And so now I think they have the ability to kind of go outside of that a little bit. And Tim, have you seen Psych?
No.
Tay, I know you have.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So the reason why I bring that up is because like Psych, and Tay, you may have noticed this as well, is so different after season one. Like it got much sillier after the first season. The first season was very serious, and then well, I mean, it wasn't that serious, but then it just kind of goes full blown dramedy.
Yeah.
And so it just had a tone change. And I think it's because they realized how many people liked it and realized they could, kind of change the narrative up a little bit. So I think it might be a similar thing with High Potential. Like now that they know that people love this show and are willing to go the distance with it, they can kind of
Hmm.
bring in a little bit more dark, seedy corners if they need to, and just kind of change it up. Because I mean, you're right. Like, not everybody can be happy the whole time. And I thought it was interesting. I can't remember what episode it was when Karadec and Captain Wagner were talking, and he kind of started to peel back the captain's layers a little bit, and you
Yeah.
see. It ain't all roses over there for this man.
Yeah.
Like he's got some secrets, and I really like that they're making his character a little bit more complex than we may have thought originally.
I think that like I don't think that them diving into the characters more would kind of like make it heavier. I do get that it's very funny at times, but I also think like we've covered like some really heavy topics already in the show, and it's still been able to keep that sort of funniness to it, or like comedy piece to it. And I think we're just like there's no way around like Morgan being a comedic like relief in the show, especially with her banter with Karadec. Also, just her and them chaotic ass kids. I just don't see like anything that they tackle in the show like making it so heavy, because like um some of the things that they mentioned with like Soto talking about her kids not talking to her for years because of like her choosing the job over them. Oz's dad's death was kind of like a heavy thing, and they still did something funny walking away from the memorial. Um or had like a funny conversation from the memorial. And then we're also talking about Morgan's like whole missing baby daddy. Like there's a and then Arthur um getting potentially beat up, kidnapped. We didn't know where he was at for a
Mm.
Mhm.
good little bit. Like there were some already like heavy topics that I think that they've done tackled really well with still keeping that light comedy aspect. I think that they can expand on the characters and not have it go their way. I do see that like it could potentially have been a fear of theirs, but I think like Tress said, with them seeing how much people want to see more of the characters, want like Oz and Daphne together, that they'll want to do more with them. Because at first, like Oz and Daphne was there, just there in the background. Like
Mhm.
they was just there in the background, and I was like, okay, can we utilize them? Can I get a little? That's why when before I started watching it, everybody was like, "Oh, Daphne and Oz should be together." Yada yada yada. Didn't know y'all was called Daffodils, but still, I knew y'all was rooting for them people. I was just like, "Where are y'all getting this from?" I was like, "They in like two scenes, an episode, and they not doing nothing really. So like, why is everybody shipping them?" And then like in the second season, I said, "Oh, okay." I could see the little at the end of season one when she's like the reason that like she's the one that's noticed that Oz isn't there, like
Yeah.
partner or whatever, and she was like, "That's not like him. I'm finna go find him." Da 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 da. Okay, get it. And then in the this season, You kind of see like a little bit of their relationship more. So now I see why people were like rooting for them. Um, but I would like some more background from them. I'm not gonna lie. But I do think that they can do it in a manner in which it doesn't take away the core comedy piece of the show.
Mm,
Hmm. Tress, you had mentioned earlier why you were into the show, like what got you interested into it.
yeah.
What do you think interests others? Clearly, if the views are that high, like there's a lot
Right.
of interest in the show. Like, what do you think? I guess both of you, like, what do you think like interests other people in the show, especially like on like ABC?
I think it's just different. I mean, it's still a procedural, right? But I feel like across the big three networks, across ABC, NBC, and CBS, all of their programming now, all the primetime programming is procedurals, and a lot of them are very similar. So I think One Chicago, that's NBC, right? You have Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and then on um ABC, I couldn't even think of the network. You have 911, you have 911 Nashville, you have The Rookie. And even though those shows are not all in the same universe, obviously 911 and 911 Nashville are, they are all very similar. They have like a similar dynamic. And then like Law and Order has been on forever and ever, amen. And Grey's has been on forever and ever, amen. So there just hasn't been a new procedural recently that's not the same as all the others. So I think with High Potential, like as somebody as myself that loves a procedural real bad, that's my favorite kind of show. This is just so different than anything that's currently on TV. And then also, if you're a fan of those legacy procedurals, like the ones I mentioned earlier, The Mentalist, Monk, and Psych, and you miss that kind of vibe, this brings that back for you. And if you love the kind of, whoa, we're like, we're solving crime and we fell in love along the way, like you see in a lot of these crime procedurals, and you get that here too. So I think it's just this show is different and people just want different. I think people are just kind of getting tired of seeing that same format over and over and over again with nothing new.
I definitely 1,000% agree. I do think it was kind of like a breath. Words. I do think it was kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
Um, it's, we've had funny shows like chaotic characters, yada yada yada, but like the hodgepodge of them all together makes the show very enjoyable. I also think that like while it has similar aspects to other shows, it's still like a completely different show in its
Mhm.
own. I also will say one of the things that I really really love about the show are the montages that they do
Uh,
and the cutaways. The cutaway, they're some of the best that I've seen. I'm not gonna lie, and they're so fucking funny. Oh, I be eating them up, especially when Morgan be going around and like she's trying to solving the crime or whatever. And it's the last one I can think of was with that billionaire that wanted to be Tony Stark so bad, and
mhm.
oh God. And he there was something about the check being in the mail that he was using like for his company or whatever. And the montage was people on the phone saying checking it the checks in the mail, yada yada yada. And it gets to him in the end and he's staring at the camera like a psychopath. I'm sorry. Like they be so good. And I was like, okay, whoever's they're in their editing department, whoever's like piecing these together does them so well. I think it adds a little bit of like, I don't know, a little flair, a little whimsy to the procedural. Cause like we're like when you think about it, we are like going through a case of somebody being murdered, which you would think is
Yeah.
a heavy subject. And y'all playing in these cutaways and these montages is
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it adds a little whimsy. It works well. It works really well. And so like that's probably my favorite thing. I think that like also other people um probably liked it as well. Um yeah, it's different. They just I don't know. They did good when it came to the show. And I think a lot of people recognize it, especially given like the network that it's on, what is already playing there, and the whole host of things that went wrong on other shows.
Mm.
True.
Like,
True.
Because I'm
True.
gonna stop talking
Yeah.
about that show one day.
Exactly. It won't be today, but it'll be
not
one
today, but one
What?
day.
Yeah, I wonder if people are can relate to Morgan. Like I was really surprised with how relatable she was. Like there is this undercurrent of underestimation, because of her job and the way that she dresses and the way that she looks. Like, people are looking at her like, what the hell is she doing here?
Yeah.
There's the aspect of her being a mom that
Yeah.
like never fades into the background, right? Like that is very much a focal part of her story and they never sort of shy away from that. So like I wonder if I'd be curious to know like what the like demographics of the show is like by
Yeah.
gender, because I would imagine that there are a lot of people who could relate to her, like whether from for one thing or another, right? Whether it's like the single mom or the job or whatever, like I would imagine there's a lot of people that could relate to her in some way.
I definitely think so. I relate to Morgan. I don't relate to them clothes.
Ooh,
I relate to
you
the
ain't offending clothes, sister. You
At
ain't offending
all.
clothes.
God, I'm sorry. That should be distracting me. The shirt don't match the skirt. The skirt don't match the boots. Don't match the big furry ass coat. Oh, don't match the person either. And I'd be like, Morgan, okay. And then don't get me started on the little skirts. I love the showdown. Do not love Morgan's wardrobe. Did make a video about it. Surprised that people actually agreed. I said, oh,
Yeah.
surprised that they agreed. But I do think a lot of people see themselves in Morgan because she's very fucking chaotic. And I think a lot of women are used to being underestimated
Mm.
and also used to feeling like there's a certain thing that they should be doing, shouldn't be doing, or like women feel very policed in a lot of things. So I definitely think they see themselves in Morgan a lot, and her being able to solve these crimes. Because I know one of the things was what was it? Her getting a badge and
Yeah.
like feeling like she was a part of the team and like not just a consultant, which everybody loves to remind her that she's not an actual cop. Mind you, it's her solving them fucking cases.
Right.
They ain't solved nothing without
Y'all
her.
ain't
Right.
solving Nathaniel. Don't piss me off. Y'all need that girl. So I definitely think that women see themselves in her, especially her going from cleaning the police station to like now being the reason they're solving so many cases. I can't remember how many they said they had solved since she'd been there, but I know that like when that whole thing was going on with internal affairs, they were like saying that like they had solved so many more cases in a quicker fashion, I think, since she'd been there. And yeah, y'all need her. So I definitely think that she's relatable though.
I think so too. And I think that, just going back to how unique she is as a character, I think she just has a deep empathy. There's been several cases involving moms, and she just, feels for them, or that case with the stolen painting, which was so timely because it happened like right after that museum heist.
Yeah.
And she was just so adamant about that woman getting the painting back, like the original, or not the original, but, the older lady getting it back over like that greedy couple. Like, she's just so
Yeah.
empathetic, and she's so brilliant, but she's never trying to be the smartest one in the room. I feel like she only flexes her intelligence towards like asshole men who try to
Yes.
underestimate her. And I think that's really cool. And just like the concept of like your brain never turning off. Like I feel like any neurodivergent person can like relate to that. Like I feel like my brain never shuts off ever. Like I'm always thinking about something. So like that's been really good. And I feel like I just love her family dynamic too with Ludo. I love the fact that they're not together. They do not want to get back together, but they are so just kind to each other, and there's still a lot of love there, and they are so good with their children. And I feel like she has a very gentle parenting style, but she's
Yeah.
also very no nonsense. Like she's just, I love Morgan.
She's a really good character all around. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. And I'm sorry. She be eating them up with her jokes. She be eating
Mhm.
them folks up with her jokes. Um
Bad.
I I really wish I could remember the one that what he said to her. It was like the second episode
Mhm.
and she was getting in the trunk of the car or something. And I don't remember what Carrot said to her, something about slamming it down or something. She was like, "Well, that's aggressive." When I tell you the comedic timing of that shit was so perfect. Oh, and the tone of her voice when she said it, I said, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep up with this show." That was the second episode, and I said,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is my type
Locked
of time."
in.
Locked in, and I
Listen,
was locked
Mhm.
I
in.
I feel like I can't abandon ship until we find Roman.
Cause
I
where he
can't
at?
I can't get off this ship until somebody gives me some concrete evidence about
Where's
Roman.
Roman?
Where is
Where
that
he
man
at?
at?
Where is Roman? Like, I'm starting to get irritated because it's like, we saw who we now know as Arthur, and I was like, okay, like this is Roman.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Roman. And then we saw that older white man, and I remember people on Twitter were like, oh, this is Roman. And I was like, first of all, where's the daughter?
That baby, look,
You
Right.
that
gotta
baby
look
biracial.
to her. Like that
That's
white man is
Just
biracial.
not
saying anything
perfect.
now.
They just like anybody Roman. I'm like, well, no. And then they were thinking that the captain maybe had something to do with it, which I think could be kind of interesting, like
Yeah.
his family or something, because he comes from that policing family. I don't know. I just want proof of life.
Yeah.
I want something. I feel like we've gotten like breadcrumbs right now. Like there's nothing that's like hooking us to that. Like I just want to know off the basis of knowing at this point because it's been like a huge part of the story so
Hmm.
far. But like I feel like they're dragging it, and I
Listen,
don't
it's
know.
starting to drag. It's
It's
starting
starting
to
to
drag.
drag.
Okay. I need something like a picture of something. Proof of
Somebody need to
life
see
that
him
Roman
alive.
exists. Okay.
Yes. And also, what we doing with Arthur? What are we doing with him?
They playing with him too. They say, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and pay you for your time. So
Right.
we'll put you in episodes. But it's like, how
Get
does
your
he
coins,
know
Makai.
Roman? What's
I,
going
I,
on?
I'm not gonna get your coins, Makai Pfeiffer. I love you. Love to
Love
see you on my
him.
screen. Love to see you on my screen. I would like to know like what we doing though.
Right.
What's like where is it going?
What's happening?
Hmm.
I do think another aspect of like that. I do like how Morgan has gone about like handling it with her daughter.
Yeah.
Um, I've enjoyed watching that play out. I think she's a good mom. I love to see her interactions with her kids, but I think that I was surprised in the way in which she went about like telling her. And the first at first the little girl was like, "He left us," and I was like, "Girl, shut up." Like, you didn't even not to be that person. You didn't even know him. You don't know if
Yeah.
he left on his own. You don't know that. Get why you would feel that way, you know, because I think yeah, I get why you would feel that way, but like also, your mom is saying that he didn't. I would believe my mom who was with him than
Right.
anything else. But I really did enjoy seeing that portion played out. But I feel like we should have some reward now for the risk. We're what halfway through. We're more than halfway through the second season. How many episodes are we gonna be in? There's like
18
11.
episodes this season. I think we've had what, maybe eight,
11? No, we haven't.
11? Oh, well, yeah, because it
This is
did
11.
start before the rookie did.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
11. We're
Yeah.
we ain't gonna get no glimpse of Roman. I'm not gonna lie
Right.
to you.
We
We're
in
not
this
gonna see him.
thing. Wait, I just remembered that because the rookie just started January. The high potential has been on. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. We got to be on like episode 11 or 12 by now.
I think so. I think 12 comes out Tuesday. I
Yeah.
think 11 was the one that came out
Hmm.
this week,
Yeah.
and
So
I've
they
not
gonna have
I've
to
watched it.
fast track that. Fast track that.
Oh no,
Um,
I'm lying. It's on hiatus, ain't it, for the Olympics?
Yeah, but
oh,
what's
I
today?
think it did have 11, but I lied about an episode coming out this week. Didn't an episode come out this week?
Oh yeah, so not next week, but the week after. We got one more week, no episode, which is gonna be so hard. I miss my show.
Ugh, I need it bad.
one last question, Tress, before we wrap this segment and move on to the next. Can you sell this show to somebody who maybe is not familiar with it, has not heard of it, has not seen it? Why should they watch?
Ooh, and I have been doing this, like in my personal life. Well, ain't
Clearly, that's what we're
else.
doing here
Yeah,
because you
because
sold the show to
hey,
us.
she sold it
I
to me,
sold it.
baby. She sold it to me.
And it did because I won't shut up about it. So that's how I've been getting most people to watch it. But I think, it's just the perfect time. There's only two seasons, and this season's not even done yet. So there's not even that many episodes. And then with the subject matter, as I always say, if you like The Mentalist, if you like Monk, if you like Psych, if you like all three, you're going to love this show. If you like Caitlin Olsen, you're going to love this show. If you like a crime fighting duo that falls in love along the way, you're going to like this show. If you like comedy mixed with a little drama, you're going to like the show. So that is my appeal to you if you have not seen High
Period.
Potential. It just has like the perfect mix of everything I feel like people want in a show. Like there's an underlying romance and there's action and there's drama and there's found family. That's a big one.
Mhm.
Watch High Potential Tuesdays on ABC. You're welcome. I
Period.
do so much
Period.
promo for the ABC
And
network.
do.
Be a marketing officer.
Yeah,
Like,
and
You
we're
do.
gonna tag them in that clip.
Actually.
period.
And will.
Cool. Well, that is going to wrap our press play segment for this episode about high potential. And we are going to move straight into segment two, called Two Takes, where we give you two, maybe three, hot, cold, lukewarm takes about any and everything. Who would like to start?
Well, I am a bad guest and I did not come prepared with the take. I thought about it all day at work, couldn't come up with anything. So, y'all take it away.
Okay. Tay, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. My first take is a uh fan fiction take.
Ooh.
Depending on when this episode gets posted, we literally just had a whole conversation about fan fiction and critiquing fan fiction and like where the line is. And, this is a labor of love and it's typically unpaid. Like if you just don't like something, just go. So this kind of feels counterintuitive to all of that we just said, that whole lovely conversation that we had.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that bad. So the take is, at the very least, for me, at the very least, a fanfic needs to have good grammar and spelling
Mm.
to be good. The
Mm.
plot alone cannot carry a good fic. Because for me, and like I know that this is culturally specific. Sometimes English isn't people's first language, but usually those fics do be. And as soon as I see that
Those are the
English
best
ain't my
written
first
ones,
language,
though.
as soon as I see that English ain't my first language, I'm canceling everything for the rest of the day because I'm locked in. But I think that there have been so many times where I have like read the tags of a fic. I've read the summary and I'm like, oh, this is for me. You literally sat beside me while I was sleeping and pulled this out of my brain. Like this was written for me. And I cannot get more than two or three paragraphs in. And the sentence structure is horrible. The spelling is crazy. The grammar is not there. And I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, I cannot do it. Like I need a fic to flow.
Yeah.
And if I'm continuing to get stopped at, well, what is this word? What are they trying to say here? I got to go back and read this sentence 12 times. I'm like, I don't have the patience. I don't have it in me to do it. Like, there are so many fics that exist. I don't feel like I need to waste time on a bad one. And bad is subjective. Like, I don't mean bad content wise. I mean bad, like, I just cannot get past the grammatical stuff.
And I would have to agree, I ain't gonna lie to you. Because if I'm reading something and I constantly stop myself and I'm just like, this sounds crazy, like the way in which the grammar is, I can't. And y'all, oh, there was one that had a fire premise. I read the little summary and I said, oh, bitch, I'm finna eat down. Got in it and it that I said, oh, I didn't make it two paragraphs.
Mm.
Yeah, and it
Two fucking
sucks.
paragraphs.
It sucks. And it's so hard. Like I feel like it's hard to conceptualize right now unless you've been in it, but it is so hard to read a fic where the spelling is wrong, the grammar is wrong, the sentence structure is wrong. I'm like, I physically cannot keep myself in it. Like it
I
it just kills any interest that I have in the fic because I'm like, I can't read this.
It's so
Um,
hard, especially like not to compare, but like when you've read some good stuff,
Let
because
me
I
tell you. And
like
we have read some good stuff. Okay. We have read some good stuff in our days. Okay.
we have read some good, like when you read Leave the Light On, you know what
Uh,
I'm saying? Like
you
you
know,
went from
to change the
that.
prophecy, like,
Oh, and I feel like, at least in the communities I've been in, even that one program's fandom, it may be balls to the wall crazy, but when it comes to them fic writers, like anybody will beta read for you. Anybody's
Right,
welcome, like, or, open to giving you that feedback. So I feel like, maybe before we hit publish, we could ask somebody, will
right,
you read this? Does this make sense?
right. And I
Something.
know that there's a big conversation about AI right now, so I'm not promoting one way or the other. Do what you
Mm-mm.
want to do what feels right for you. But there is a way to ask Charles GPT to say,
Not
"Hey,
Charles.
First
hey,
of all,
can you just proofread this for me? Don't change anything. Don't add nothing. Don't take nothing away. I just need you to proofread this for grammar, spelling, and sentence structure." I think, personally, I think that is a very valid way to use AI. But again, you do what works for you.
And Grammarly exists. Like you can
it
Exactly.
get
does.
Grammarly on that computer. I use
Right.
that all through college and it'll put the little line under there. I just feel like for me, I'm extra nitpicky because English was my favorite subject in
Mhm.
school. And I'm a journalism student. So, I be noticing. I be like, ooh. And I notice like little things, but yeah, that's a big thing for me. Or when it's written good in English, but they try to add Spanish into it, and the Spanish don't make no sense. Now, mind you, I ain't bilingual or nothing like that, but I
Yeah.
know what makes sense and what don't. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
no, nobody talks like that.
No.
So
Yeah. And then a little sub hot take based on that. Let's get off Carino. Okay? Let's
let's
lay that to
go.
rest. Let's put that down. Okay.
Let it go.
All of the words that exist in the beautiful Spanish language, let's get up off of that. Okay. Because
Cariño,
one Edmundo
go.
Diaz, y'all, he running that into the ground. He running that into the
Oh,
ground. It's time for us to let that go. Okay. It's time to lay it to rest.
That one
Thank you.
gets me so bad because once again, I'm not Latina. I do not speak Spanish, but I do have Spanish speaking people in my life. And even people's like abuelos, like they don't be talking like that. And these is old folks,
no.
you know what I'm saying? Like Carino is so old, like
Yeah.
even old people don't use it. Like if you go use a Spanish pet name, like Amor is right
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And it
that's something.
works. It works sometimes, but
But
who
Carino,
every other sentence, I think we need to lay that one to rest. We need to put that right next to the pancakes and Bobby's lasagna. Okay, let's just
that's
go ahead
all.
and
Fuck.
let's just
Bobby's
go ahead and give that a
lasagna,
break.
bitch.
Let's go ahead and give that a break.
Ain't none of them people lactose intolerant because they eat that lasagna for lunch and dinner every single night,
Yeah.
24/8. I'm like,
Can we
Yeah.
get something different? Or fucking
that
mac and
stuff is
cheese.
not
Where the mac and
Taurate.
cheese came from too.
Yeah.
They be eating that up bad. And I was just like,
Yeah.
can we
Mhm.
Let's
please
lay that to rest. Thank
lay it to rest? Please lay it to rest.
And they'll never be serving no vegetable with it. It's
you. Not
just
a
the
thing.
lasagna,
Not a thing. I,
and
I
it's
was
just
thinking,
pancake.
every time like I read one of those fics specifically about the mac and cheese, I'm like, do people eat mac and cheese as a main dish? I've always
Apparently
known it to
so.
be a side. So every time that they're like, "Oh, the mac and cheese almost done," I'm like, "Okay, and what else? Like,
Where is the
What else is
where's
chicken?
there?
Like,
where's the rest of it?"
What else
Yeah,
is there?
yeah. Let's lay those to rest. Let's get a little creative. And go ahead and put abuela's tamales down there too. Let's just get creative. There's a lot of words in the Spanish language. There's a lot of food that exists in the world. We don't have to keep circling back to those. Thank
the tamales be frying me because that is a dish that takes hours upon
you.
hours to make.
Hours.
And it just feel like Buck getting them things out the freezer, popping them into the microwave, heating it up 2 minutes. It's done. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's
ain't
not how that
no
works.
way he'd have fixed that fast.
That's
Yes.
not how that works.
Not even at all. And that's my thing. Like, I appreciate so much that people want to share their gift with us, but Google
Right.
is free and it takes 2 seconds to look up Mexican food. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like Mexican dishes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why is it always tamales? And I know
Right.
that there was like a tamales mention in the show, but I don't even think I've even seen Eddie eat them other than that one singular time.
You know, you would think that they don't eat nothing else in that house. Okay, Chris. If it's not a pancake or that damn lasagna, you don't want it.
Hey, and then with the pan pancake thing, it's like in my family when we have breakfast, we're gonna fix pancakes. We also gonna fix eggs, bacon. They
Something like
just
that.
eat pancakes.
Who just eating some sweet ass pancake? No, I can't.
I ain't
Yeah.
got no meat with it, no egg. I'm like, oh, no toast.
Sorry.
Can I
Like,
get a little
I
something?
definitely derailed that whole thing with
that's
the
okay,
little
but
side thing.
funny.
You did, you did.
Sorry.
Um, my take, I'm gonna move the mic closer to me, might be a little controversial. I
Oh Lord.
hate, I hate that if it is. In the last podcast that we filmed, I learned a new term. And well, the opposite of the new term. The new term was ethical hating. The opposite of that is unethical hating. Okay. My take is that unethical hating is not content creation. If you just picking up your phone and telling all the shit that you hate without giving like actual reasoning behind why in which you hate it, no. It's not like I wouldn't classify it as content creation because you just getting out here being a cunt.
And wake that up.
Because like you just tearing shit apart with no reason, no rhyme, no nothing. At least and that's coming from a hating ass bitch. I am a hating ass bitch. I will tell you I hate something with the quickness. I'm gonna give you a reason why I hate it though. I'm gonna give you like actual things why I hate it. And the reason is not gonna be just it wasn't for me because I know what a target audience is. Okay.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't classify that as content creation unless you're giving like actual reasoning, which would then make it ethical hating. I love that term. I'm sorry, I
You need
gotta
to
use
go
that
follow
shit.
her.
I'm gonna go follow
You
her
need to go follow
back.
that lady.
But
I hope she sent us the other profile.
I need her to. But like if you're just getting on here and like talking cold cash shit about stuff, if you're just getting on here talking cold cash shit about fix, not giving like actual reason besides like you it just not being for you, you're just a hating ass bitch that's lame.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it, that's all. Like you're just lame.
Oh, like that. Because, like, just with the whole conversation we just had, like, obviously we're joking. If then people want to eat lasagna and pancakes for every meal, that's fine. It's fiction. You know what I'm saying? That's so minor. But no, I agree. And I think that, you know, there is a big difference between giving criticism on something and just hating on it.
Just hating on it.
And I think giving criticism is fine. And I think that, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say 'cause I've grown. I think that there's just this whole, maybe this is my hot take. People just will not allow you to give anything criticism anymore if you're in a fandom because criticizing
Fuck it.
something means that you hate it, apparently. And I'm like, well, no, that's not what I just said. Like, even with the video that I just posted about high potential, if you've been on my page, you know I'm actually them people's number one fan. I'm keeping the
Yes.
lights on. But at the
Yes.
same time, I have noticed because of how much I like the show that there are things that are missing. Like, how are you going to have Daphne be a main character and we don't know nothing about her except for her name's Daphne Forster? That's weird. Doesn't mean the
Weird.
show's bad.
Yeah.
That's just strange. But anyway, we don't have to go into that. But back to Tay's hot take. I do think that if you just pick up the phone and all you do is just blah, 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 I hate, I hate, I hate. That's not content creation. You're just a hater, which is
You're
fine.
just a fucking
Yeah.
hater. And don't get me wrong, is it okay to be a hater? Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a hating ass bitch. I say that.
Mhm.
I say it. I don't have any problem saying that. Like if I hate something, I hate it. But I'm gonna have
Yeah.
valid reason to hate
Yeah.
it. Like it's not just gonna be if take that back. I'm gonna have valid reasons to hate it if I'm gonna make content about it.
Yes.
In my real life, it's shit that I hate and I just hate it and I don't gotta have no reason for it. That's great. Get it. But like if I'm gonna pick up a phone and like hate on something and s- post it and like submit it to the masses, I'm gonna have reasoning behind it. Cause I'm not a
Yeah.
lame ass bitch.
Wait, I want to know like the context of this is maybe this is a private conversation for later, but I'm just like, what's going on? Like,
there
what brought this upon us? Mhm.
I just was coming by a lot of videos and I've seen a lot of hateful ass things lately. Because in another podcast that we filmed, the guest did mention people pulling screenshots or like names of fics and like putting on another platform and like talking shit about it and having other people join in and talk shit about it.
I don't like
Not actual critiques. You're just talking shit about it, saying that it's bad, yada yada yada. I've seen like TikToks that I've come across about people talking about shows and just saying that it's terrible and bad. And I just feel like that ain't create that's like content creation. And like you just I don't know, you can't be a lame ass bitch by yourself. You gotta get a gaggle of them to jump on the bandwagon with you. And like I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's so real. I don't like that either. And if that's the only way you can get attention, that's sad.
That's very sad.
Yeah,
That's very sad,
especially
actually.
as it relates to stuff like fan fiction that like
Yes.
people put their time and effort and energy into for free, mind you. Like this is all a labor of love, like just for
Yeah.
the love of the game. So like to take somebody's work and just be like, oh, this was ass, and getting
Yeah.
lots of other people to say it too, it's just like, you know,
It's weird.
it's
I
weird.
also have seen people comment on other people's content and like say foul ass shit. And that I also like the and then like people will actually get like likes.
Yeah,
Like their comment will get likes. That will piss me off. That I'm sorry, that's one of the ones that pisses me off to the highest levels of positivity because like yes you picking up your phone and like saying that something is bad. I don't think that's creation content creation, but I also don't fuck with the comments. I've seen a lot of people comment things that are just like you wouldn't say that to somebody's real face, and
yeah,
it's also rude for you to say it on a video that they spent their time they're actually putting their face on there and you hide behind an anime
right.
picture or like Snoopy bitch. Don't piss me off. Like it's lame. It's
It
Yeah.
is.
lame. It's lame. It's
Yeah.
lame. I don't know.
Sadly, it is the world that we live in. Like that
Yeah.
is literally
Mhm.
what social media is. Because I can see people like making the argument of like, oh well, if you make content or write fics or really anything, make music, whatever, like you're
Yeah.
opening yourself up to criticism.
Oh, I hate
Like
that.
everybody can't think that what you do or say or create is good or positive or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I think there's a difference between like you oh, I just genuinely didn't like this, and you like just being a
Shit.
hater just because,
Yes.
like we all know the difference.
And mind you, there's a lot of people on TikTok that I'm a hating ass bitch. I don't have like a valid reason to like them. Am I in their
Yeah,
comments saying
yeah,
anything? No. Am I in their
that's
comments
okay.
shitting on like the stuff that they do, the content that they make? No, I
Exactly.
disengage. I
Right. I don't
disengage.
like the way you spell your name, so I'm gonna go ahead and block you because I don't want to see you no more.
I don't want
Right
to
But
see
here,
you
then,
right
anymore.
but you keep doing you over there. I just won't see it.
I just won't see it. Because I did see somebody recently too that pissed me off that like their entire video was them talking shit about another creator's content.
Mm.
I said, "Oh, you was a lame ass bitch.
yeah.
Yuck! Like, oh, you're yeah."
Yeah.
So
Mm.
Cool. Any other takes? Any other thoughts that we want to add before we wrap this segment up?
I think so.
All right. So we are going to move into our third and final segment, the reaction thread, the segment where we talk all things pop culture, news, things that interested us in the world as of late.
Yeah.
And considering the guests that we have here and the way that we all sort of intersected as content creators, as friends, I felt like this was the perfect piece of news that literally just came out like yesterday, 2 days ago, from when we're like filming this to discuss with you, Tress. And that is our friend, P. Paul to some,
Mm.
baby daddy to some, our
Me, I'm some.
our our friend Peter Krause, it has just been announced that he is he's starring on a new show on
Yeah.
NBC.
Yes, employed.
Come on. Get that money, okay?
Right. And
And I
I
love that for him.
I love that for him. I was reading one of the articles that they wrote, and I didn't realize he started his career over on NBC.
Hmm.
I
Sure
can't remember
did.
what
See?
show it was, but I think they said like he's no stranger to the network. Like he's been over
Yeah.
there before. But yeah, how are we feeling about Peter? being employed again. Looks like he's getting back to our screens.
Well, I have a lot to say about this. I'm so happy for Peter. I really am. I think that he is just so talented, and the role seems kind of interesting, just from the little bit that I read. And I think that, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk my shit. I think the way that we ain't gonna use those pseudonyms. I think the way 911 did that man was so
Um,
heinous
yeah,
and so foul because killing the character wasn't even the issue I had. It's the way that they did it, and it's also the way that they did Peter, and
yeah,
the way that they just kind of were like, "All right, bye," as if that man wasn't the star of their show for over 8 years. I felt like that was just so nasty. Like there was a tribute video, then it got taken down, and nothing else has ever been posted, and he's just kind of not acknowledged
yeah.
anymore at all. And I think that that's insane. So to see him going to another network that has valued him and has valued his work, I'm super happy for him. And if NBC's thing wasn't Law and Order Thursdays, I would say that they should put this show in the 8 p.m. time slot on NBC and let it compete with that other program and see who
Yeah.
views. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, Law and Order does own Thursdays.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For those that are not clear or haven't heard this news yet, I will read to you what this show is about. So the show is called Protection, and the description is when a U.S. Marshal falls in the line of duty, a seemingly cut and dried case turns into a deadly conspiracy as a family of law enforcement agents becomes the target of a mysterious assassin. Bridging personal differences and crossing professional boundaries, the Thornhill family, of which Peter will play a member of this family, must use the expertise from a lifetime of protecting civilians and politicians to protect one another and bring the killer to justice, even if it means betraying their sworn code. Sounds like a show that's about to get me. Not even
mhm.
gonna lie. As soon as I saw that he was a part of it, I said, and I will be over there. You will be seeing me, NBC.
And will.
You will be seeing me. I don't know if you have a streaming platform or whatever, but you will be getting my money.
And will. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. To no surprise, if you follow us on TikTok, I've been crashing out about Peepaw bad, bad. Like,
Bad.
and those videos still there, and they gonna stay there because it was 40 days and 40 nights. I miss Peter so bad,
yeah.
and so I'm so excited to see what this project is. I know it's still just a pilot right now,
Mhm.
um, but I really hope it turns into something a lot bigger because I do feel like they did him dirty over on that first responder program. Granted, we don't
And
know
they
all the
did.
details. We don't know all the details. We don't know exactly what happened. And I feel like we might never know until, of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt comes out with her Surviving 911 podcast.
Well,
But
yeah.
we don't, but from the outside, it looks like he was done dirty. Storyline wise, the shit didn't make no sense. Didn't make no sense at all. Okay.
Not a lick.
It didn't make any sense. And I'm not saying that I want that program to burn to the ground, but you get what you should get what you deserve. Have the runtime that you deserve.
You reap
Um,
what you sow.
but in the meantime, I'm glad to see that Peter is prospering and excited to
Yeah.
see where protection goes.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I love that like he went to another network where he was valued. Because like I said, the whole like way in which he exited that show, that whole shit was egregious. It was crazy. It was like there's something that happened that I'm just waiting for the tell all about. I'm waiting for it to come out because it just didn't make any sense. It
Mm-mm.
did not make any sense. And for him to have been the star of the show for 8 seasons, the exit was did not match that. The way he was treated, it didn't match that at all. It's kind of like he just never fucking existed,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make any sense when he was the backbone of the 118. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, don't piss me off. And like the actors are talking about how they miss him, and they still in touch with him, yada yada yada, but ain't nothing from the network. From the
silent.
show he was executive producer. What are we talking
You
about?
know,
Something I don't like that. Something
something
ain't
ain't
right about
adding
that.
up. Something ain't adding up.
Something's not adding up, and I would like to know all the details. But I'm gonna wait patiently for them
Because it's
when
gonna come out.
it's gonna
It
come.
always
It's gonna come out.
does.
And
It's
will,
gonna come out.
and will. But I mean, it's just, it's so shady. Is it
Yes.
not? Like, because the only press he did after that episode was that Good Morning America interview where you could barely hear him.
Yep.
And then he just disappeared off the face of the, like, nobody has seen him since this time last year. Like, that's not normal. Like, obviously, he doesn't have social media, so like, we couldn't see him. But like, the cast, they all posted pictures and then subsequently deleted them. And then the appreciation video or whatever got deleted. And then nothing has ever been said about him since. That's weird. Like,
Yeah.
that is
Ew.
so weird. I'm putting two and two together and I'm only getting three because something not. I tell you what, my sister Jennifer Love Hewitt, she gonna bring all the darkness
Exactly.
into the light.
And
Exactly.
I'm
Make sure
waiting.
y'all stream Surviving 911 whenever she finally drops
Look,
it. Jen Love, take that name from me. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm giving you permission.
it's yours.
It's yours, babe. And have me as a guest because I got plenty of stuff to say. We can just go bar for
facts.
bar. So
Facts. Facts. But shout out to him. I am happy
Right.
that he got casted in another show, and I'm excited to see it, watch it. I obviously will be tuned in because I'm gonna support Peepaw. I'm
Exactly.
gonna
And
support
yeah,
him
whatever he
I'm gonna
does.
do all the promo
whatever
And
he
free.
do.
whatever
Look,
he
look.
does, And if it don't work out, people get that motherfucking mic and start a podcast. Because I will be
Please pick
listening.
up a mic.
I will be listening.
Because he can host it. And then
He
Jen
can
Love
Right.
host it.
point
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Pick
Get
Mike Peter.
your look, your tell all podcast. Just I will be tuned in every week.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
and will.
But yeah, any other thoughts? All hearts and minds are clear before we wrap this thing up.
I think so. At least not for me.
I can't think. Well, I do just have one question for y'all.
Let's hear it.
What is going on with that lady's mama? Have y'all seen that? She got took from the house. Where is she
Give
at?
that lady's mama
Give
back.
her
I'm
mama
sick of
back.
it.
Okay, the
Give her
crazy
mama
thing
back.
is I have been seeing so many like different TikToks of like mediums and stuff saying like, oh, she's been dead for a minute. I'm like, one, that's crazy. Why would you get on here and say that when you know that lady is holding on to hope, looking for her mama? But I've probably seen like three or four different like mediums saying like, yeah, Nancy's been dead for a while. People are even pinpointing like, yeah, she's actually in the desert in
I
Mexico.
don't like that. I
I'm
don't
like,
like
ooh,
that.
ooh, I don't, and like, it's not even the fact that you're mediums because one of my favorite shows is what's that lady with the big hair, Teresa? I love
Teresa!
Long
her
Island.
bad. I
Long
love
Island
her
medium.
bad. Oh, I
Yeah.
One
love her
other
bad. I love
medium.
her
Yeah.
Good
bad.
looking one.
So it's not me saying I'm not a believer. It's the fact that this is already a hard enough time for that lady as it is, going through this in such a public manner.
Yes.
Mhm.
What makes you think she wants to get on the internet and see y'all saying actually that lady dead and she in the desert in Mexico?
What the
I'm
fuck is
like,
wrong with
It's
I'm
y'all?
like, read the
Mexico.
room. Read
Please.
the room. Okay. But yeah,
No,
it is crazy. If the perpetrator happens to watch this show, give that lady her mama
Give
back.
her mama back.
night.
Okay? Give that lady her
Wrong
mama
with
back.
y'all?
It don't make no sense that you got that lady's mama. It don't make no
No.
Why
sense.
did you take that lady mama?
Exactly. Give her mama back. Thank you.
Mm.
I hope that I really hope it all works out because it's actually it's so very sad
It
and
is.
like it don't make no sense because why y'all take her mom?
Ugh,
Don't do that. Okay, that was the only thing. It's just I kept getting alerts about it on my work computer today, and I was like, I
Yeah,
gotta talk to somebody about this because this is
yeah.
crazy.
give her mama
Who
back.
knows? Hopefully, maybe by the time this gets posted, she will be found safe and sound,
I'm
and
hope
everything will
I'm
work
hoping
out.
so,
I
praying
pray
that she
so.
Right.
does. On a
All
side
right.
note, real quick,
Yes.
I ain't never want duck nails worse in life than when I was watching Long Island Medium. I'm not gonna lie to you. She
She was
got
working them nails.
she was
I
working them
love that
nails.
show
I
bad.
wanted them
Was
I
so
love
bad.
it. I love that show
It was
so
so
bad.
bad.
Like,
It was on
I
TLC,
know,
right?
Yep.
yeah. And I
Mm.
know still to this day, people are like, oh,
I
it's
don't believe her.
fake and I don't believe her
I
and
don't
blah, blah,
care.
blah. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I
Because
believed her.
I still believe her. I don't
I
know.
know.
Because it just seems like she got the gift. I don't know. It seems
I
like
think
she
she
got the
got
gift.
it.
I think and I don't even believe in mediums, but I believe she's a
I
medium.
think
For
she got the
sure.
gift. Like,
She the
I
only
don't
For
know.
one.
sure.
The stuff that she be saying to people, and I don't know, it just seems too personal for it to be nothing, you know. And even if it is fake, right? Like, let's say it is all fake, like clearly she is really helping these people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because there's no way that, and that show's been running for a long time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
episodes. Ain't no way all them people fake crime like that.
No.
Ain't no way. So like,
No.
even if it is fake, even if it's all for show, like she is really helping people who are grieving to
Yeah.
move on, find some comfort or something. And for that, I'm always going to support you, Teresa.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I never wanted to meet her because I don't want to know nothing that my folks got to say from behind the
At
grave.
all. Stay
Let
away
them
from
I
rest.
want to support you from right here.
from a
Let them rest.
Right here.
from a
And I
No.
don't want to hear nothing them folks got to say.
at
I want to
all.
No.
support you from here.
That's it. That's all. Through my TV screen, I'll watch your show all
Exactly.
day long. If I hear shit near
Exactly.
me, I'm running.
Exactly. I'm getting up out
Exactly.
of here.
Cause
Getting
you
up
just be
out of
going
here.
up to random people because they
Right.
no.
Right.
Leave
And
me
it's
be,
always,
Teresa.
and again, that's part of the reason why I believe it. Because it always
Yeah.
just seems like random people, like she on the way to this place, and then all of a sudden the ghost is like, hey girl, I need to talk to this one right here. Like it
Go get
always
her.
just seems so
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's a good show.
random. But she also does like the group readings where you
Yeah.
can like go, and if it's your time, it's your time, right? Like she
Yeah.
just puts all these people in a room, and like if the spirit is moving, she's coming over to you, and that scares me just a little bit,
I don't need
just a
Nan
little bit.
spirit. I don't need Nan. If I needed to talk to them, I would have talked to them when they was here.
Exactly,
I
it just
don't
a little bit. It scares me, but it
yeah.
intrigues me as well. Like part of me is like, because I think there's a lot of people that feel like, well, I'm not going to believe it until it happens to me, you
Yeah.
Right.
know.
True.
And so I think there's a sliver of me that's like, maybe I should go just to see, like, is it my time? Like, who's gonna come through, you know? But yeah, I love the Long Island media. I
You
love
ain't
her.
got it in me. Y'all
Such
got
a
it.
good show.
Love her,
Oh, I
man.
love her.
Completely unrelated to anything that we've talked about in this episode,
Oh
but
yeah.
we do love you bad, Teresa.
We do, we do. What is it? I'm
All
waiting.
right, we are going to wrap this episode. Again, Tress, thank you so much for being here. We can almost guarantee that this will not be the last time that they see your
Facts.
face. But can you tell the listeners and watchers, I was like, why can't I think of that word? The listeners and the watchers, where they can find you.
Yes, I can. Y'all can find me on TikTok and on Instagram at Tress Camille. I'm trying to make my way over to YouTube, but we ain't there yet, baby. But y'all can find me over there. And thank y'all so much for having me again. This was so much fun as always.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much for
being
being
here.
here. Love it. And as usual, thank you all for watching, for listening, wherever you are. We really appreciate you. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. Love you. Bye.
Bye.